Okay, good afternoon. Last time we have started discussing about the literature review. So literature review is one of the important things which we have to collect the data. Those data could be written or published in terms of different matters. We have seen those things. However, whenever we are collecting data or which don't consider that so many blogs, data from bloggers, lectures, or you can collect data from Wikipedia. So you know Wikipedia is one of the sources from internet, Google you can find. So anybody can edit. So that are not data, which reliable data. And you can find lecture notes from your courses. Let us say if you have some highway materials, and if you use that materials, also that are not as part of literature review. So in this case, don't summarize the research findings that others have reported. So you can review yourself, conclude those data, and focus on your questions. What are your questions to do? So in this case, whenever you are reviewing the data, those data summarized in 3 parts. You may have introduction part, that mainly focus on nature of the topic that are under discussions. It could be your thesis, or it could be your undergraduate final project, or whatever. And then you can focus on the parameters, which means what does it include or what does it exclude. So you can see some of the data which are included in the topic, some are not included. And then you can see about your basis, your criteria for selections. So the introduction parts include this one. When you come to the body parts, in the body part, that include many, but some of the points are, one is a historical background, relate to your topic, So let us say if you want to study the flood control in some of the city, let us say if you want to flood control in the Addis Ababa city, Adama city, what are the background? So the background you can find through questionnaire visualizations, some of the citizens who are living from them, you can determine. Then you can see some of the data, which theoretical or ideological viewpoint or current mainstream, different points related topic. So you can see some of the historical, philosophical, and the empirical data relate to those cases. Then you can compare your current and the past research. What are the gaps? What are missing on those cases? And the principles, general questions, and the methodologies are one of the parts. When you come to the conclusion cases, it comes to the summary of the major agreement, summary of general conclusion, the summaries. So in this case, whenever you are writing the case, as we know, writing the literature with a tough summary or the hardest report, writing, but you can use introduction part, the body part, and the conclusion part. In this case, it will give you the future concept, what the futures will know. In this case, you should give acknowledgement acknowledging the sources, the literature, the research. As we said, if you find the data from the journal, from the book, or from the thesis, so you should acknowledge. In this case, if you are not acknowledging those cases, the authors, that's what you call plagiarism or plagiarism, whatever. That means you should give quoting to the person who made the thesis or made the journal, is what you call acknowledgement. So, in a short, plagiarism is copy-paste. So, using another person's work as if it is your own work. So in this case, plagiarism means one, you can copy more than 4 to 6 consecutive words. If you use 4 to 6 consecutive words, that is. Then if you copied ideas, originally that was through by others. It copied research methods described by others. And if you come to the report data, figures, tables, belongs to others. If you use those cases that are what you call plagiarism. So you should be careful on that case. By any means, you can avoid. Whenever you are avoiding, you can properly acknowledge them. Whenever they are using those data. That means another person's ideas, opinions, questions, or quotations by another person's, or any paraphrases you can use later in your words using. So in this case, paraphrasing means restating of text. Okay, so you should clearly understand what it means, what others are doing, and what was others' contributions. Whenever you are changing those things, you should clearly mention through accurate reference. The reference should be accurate in original text as well as at the back of your text. As an example, you may have original text, you have paraphrase, so how you can use, so please read those things. You can write in such a way. The third one is you can quoting or quotation. It is an exact reproduction of spoken or written words. You may have direct quotations. Sometimes you are providing strong evidence to others. Act as an author voices. As an example, Bell and Bell pointing out in their study of blah blah culture. So you are quoting others' work by your. So in the case of quoting, look here. Every direct quotation should appear between the quotation mark. Whenever you are quoting this, that means you should have some reasons why you are quoting those. In such kind of case, the quotation should not be more than 3 lines. Okay? You can't go more than 3 lines as your reference. Okay, you can read those examples. You can read those critical debates, the value of popular culture, for instance, your own words. Then you can give those for quotation that others can use easily for understanding. Another point is to be considered is citing. How you are citing. Citing reference in the text is you may have author, year, and then found that. Like it was found that author, year. First, you should make author, then year. Whenever you are using author's surname, ማለት እኛ ጋር እንደ ቅድመ አያት እንደምንለው. So you should use authors, then year. Or you can see, for instance, Linda and Johnson 2000. So it should be appropriately on this matter. As an example, according to Muhammad 2005, a large population of schedule problems or a large proportion of schedule problems, then you can use the citing as the beginning of the sentence or as the end of the sentence. Okay, both ways are possible. If it is in the beginning, you may have surname, year, then comma, or if it is as the end, full surname and a year in one bracket. If you have two authors, okay, just two authors, you may have Muhammad Ali Minamin in the tank 2008, or sometimes depending upon the source you are using, or sometimes you have authors, one surname only, or the full name, depending upon the referencing style you are using. Please check your universities or ASCO's referencing style. If it's 3 authors, more than 3, look here, we have John, Michael Simmons, Paul Lee, Ranjan Intel, and the said. So how many authors? 1, 2, 3, and 4. So in this case, who is the first authors or the corresponding author? Let us say Simmons. Simmons, ETAL, 2008. That means Simmons act as the main author. Who is the main author? We have the main author, corresponding authors, and the other case. When you come to referencing, writing reference at reference list, and writing reference in within the text are different. If it's, for instance, at the referencing list, you may use alphabetical order. Shinardi 2008, Shinardi 2007, depending upon the alphabetically. Early you can use as a first name, or depending upon year, whatever, depending upon the authors which you are using, which journals we are using, which thesis or others you are using. Sometimes when the authors are publishing or published, the author's series of consecutives. Let us say if you have referred to or more articles by the same authors. Matis Pucci, Y 2003A, 2003B, same authors, but sequence wise you can use those cases. If you are using books, then author years and the title of the book, then edition, location, publication. You have authors, year, title of book, edition, location, the publisher. Let us say William N is author, year, your research project, the title, step-by-step guidelines, timeline is the edition. Second, then London is location, publisher is Sage. So you can use as the first line independently. If it's journal, author year, title of article, name of journal, volume of number, issue number, page number, please go through accordingly. Again, that depends on the guidelines which are provided for you from the thesis or whatever, from university's guidelines. However, use this for our communication, for our class cases. You can use this principle. If it is a page number, from which number you picked, quoted those sentences or rephrasing those sentences, that depending upon the case. Then it is proceedings, author's title, proceeding location, publisher, page number. Okay, effective teachers generated concepts, and so on. Then page numbers are must. Then it's corporate document. You can use this course case, or if you are using some of standards, name of institutions, year, standards whenever you are using, let us say British Standard Institution, year, tagged and grouped software flooring, whatever, depending upon the case. If you are using thesis, author, year, title, name of institution, level of thesis, are there as one of the categories which you are using in the case. Okay. Then if you are using newspaper, authors, date, title of article, name of newspaper, page numbers, clearly, okay, these are the case. Article is published on the internet, it's possible, but you should title of the name of website, data retrieved from you, when you retrieved. Specifically in January 3, 2013, accordingly, then you should make as a sentence from where the source where, from where by people can easily access, check. If you type http/social media, whatever, so you can easily determine the situations with the case. So here we can see some of the design research methodology, finding, and so on, to give you some ideas. When you come to the research design, so research in design in short means planning. You can easily show that the overall structures in one plan. So which type of research are you going to do? Then what procedure you should follow, and what data you collect. Then how, where, and when to collect the data. And how you can analyze. So these are the planning procedures starting from, let us say, from today is January 5, from January 5, maybe to, no, sorry, today is December 5, from December 5 to January 5, or whatever. You can use accordingly from using your schedule. So whenever you see research methodology, it is the approach and the techniques when the researchers give a methodology to solve the problems. So in this case, we have two. One is qualitative and quantitative research in general. So if it is qualitative research, you can involve looking at characteristics or qualities. So that depends on that doesn't mean on specific numerical values, but you can go for the qualities that is related to the particular phenomenon. If you want to see the qualities of, for instance, concrete, the data for 25 megapascal is from 24 to 27. So specifically, you don't come to the number. You can focus on those cases. Then quantities involves on doing the amount or quantities that depends on more than one variables. Here, you can try to measure some variables, but in the qualitative case, you can't measure. In quantitative, you can measure. Qualitative, you can't measure the case. Then the same is true. Even data collection has two. We have quantitative and qualitative data collection. If it's quantitative, you can measure data in numerical scale, but in the qualitative, you can't measure, but you can observe. As an example, in quantitative cases, you can use rate of flow, like rate of flow as mile per second or speed as kilometer per hour, whatever, depending upon the data you are using. In the case of qualitative, it's kind of yes or no, yes or no situations. When we call data collection, we have primary data and secondary data. So the primary data especially focus or it enables the researchers to get data as close as possible to actually happen and is hands-on. That means you are using some primary sources, observation, interview, questionnaires to your problems on direct basis. Secondary will give you some of the information already that has been produced by other people. The primary is a brand new you are doing, but the other one is already published. You can use from books, magazines, journal, whatever, from the literature source of reviews to do that case. So once you have those data, you can analyze. Analysis part is you can carry out some of the analysis, especially not relevant to the objective you are studying on. That means if you are doing analysis not relevant to your work, that is wasting of the time. So focus as much as possible on your data. Not only data on appropriate technique. The technique should be appropriate. The system, the data collection, the methods should be in appropriate way to go for those cases. Should be insufficient or inappropriate method to do the analysis data methods. You may have statics methods, that means parametric, non-parametric method. So how you are doing, you can have some mechanisms to estimations or central data tendency, or if it's a non-parametric, you can use some of the correlations, variance, statistical methods, as we saw clearly in detail in chapter 4 or 5, I think, in your lecture notes. Then you can see the data analysis using SPSS softwares are there, MATLABs are there, Excel, Mintab, SAS. These are some of the systems you can use the data. However, you don't need as such, should be a mathematician to use some language, but there are some packages, usually friendly package to use those data. Again, the data has to be analyzed in qualitative or quantitative. In the case of qualitative analysis, you can categorize, and then based on the analysis, if you see these pictures will allow you the data in quantitative analysis, especially easily. You can use some of the softwares by easily in graphical manner or in tabular chart manner or in pie chart easily show that the people how they can understand easily the data. Then whenever you are finding your analysis, you have results in the discussion. So results in the discussions are the final of your report, your thesis, your project. That depends on, you should use some of the proper text, visual aids, interpret the results, okay? Use proper language of reporting. You can refer to the figures, tables, see figures, tables in correct way, correct manner. You should clearly written or understand in correct correct manner. Okay, so these are the case which you are going to use. So you should properly convey the examples for. These are some of the examples you can use by number or by figure for others to understand. Then when you interpret your results, you not only need to report data, you also need to interpret ማድረግ አለበት. Reporting is one case, and the interpreting is another means. So you should go for both cases. As an example, the majority of the respondents, 70%, said that they had to wait for more than half an hour before keeping able to board the bus to KLCC between this and this. So this is reporting. Reporting means directly you can mention the data what you get from the respondent. ቀጥታ የመቀመጥ is reporting. Interpreting means the finding indicates that the frequency of the bus service to KLCC in the morning peak hour is inadequate. Look, so here you are interpreting the data for others in an easy way. Then whenever you are presenting your findings, you should use proper language of reporting. Proper language. For instance, from the survey, 36% of the respondents feel that this is an inappropriate way of reporting the language. So the appropriate way are, the survey shows us 36% of the respondents feel that. So such kind of case are there. According to the respondents, they say that this is inappropriate, but the respondent says that. So these are the way how you are using the proper language for the case. Then you can refer to figures or tables correctly. In that case, first you should number your figures, number 1 to 3, tables 1 to 3, accordingly. And they gave it a concise and accurate captions. Then draw the reader's attention to the figure or table in your text. If you only put the figure or tables on separately, that doesn't flow the situations. However, in this case, you can explain the situations in your text in appropriate. Make sure that the figures or tables is located after the text that mentioned it. Make sure that the figures or table is located after the text that mentions it. First, you should mention text, then figure. It should be for which one can come first. That figure or text, table or text, you should clearly see situations. Then refer to the tables correctly, figures. A common mistakes of some of the students, which is especially in this case, refer to say table 3.7, stability of the water. Okay, so this is confusing. It's not the formal way of writing. Rather than you can say, as can be seen from table this, stability of water. Or table 3.7 shows that stability of water like that. So this is some of the way you can refer writing the case. Again, whenever you are presenting the finding, you should be objective. Meaning, you should report the data without any biased comment. Directly. Shouldn't write the words like overwhelming or disappointing. That does not clearly show for the authors whichever they are feeling that their attitudes toward subjects in questions. So don't write such kind of case. You should focus on the objectives, the direct situations which you are making. So the last one is concluding your report. So in this case, whenever you are concluding your report, this is the final stage. It focuses on closing each chapter. Let us say chapter 1 maybe introduction, chapter 2 let us say literature review, chapter 3 methodology, chapter 4 result and discussion, let us say chapter 5 concluding. So you can conclude all those things starting from the introduction part. Then as in conclusion, it is a shorter section of academic texts which you are using. One is you can summarize and bring together the main areas covered in your topic, in your thesis, or in your project. Then you can give final comment that gives sometimes a suggestion of improvement for future direction. It is concluding part is also another part which focus on the future direction is also one of the part. So in your concluding remark, your research paper, your work conclusion to be tend more complex, and they will also include you should include the significance of the finding. What is the significant? What is the contribution of your work? What is the conclusions of your work? Significance, is that for academic? Is that for applied research? So you should fix this clearly on those mentioned. What is the limitation of your work? Limitation. Let us say if your work is experimental researches, experimental work, let us say on soil testing, you should say because of unavailability of the lab equipment, it's not possible to do triaxial test, for instance. You can have easily tests, maybe Atterberg limit, shrinkage limit, whatever, or consolation, but because of some cost matters or whatever, you can't do that test. So you can mention such kind of limitations. So that is related to the scope. Okay, my scope is to do this test. Mentioning the scope is also one of the other way of writing the limitations. Recommendation for future work. So you can say you have conducted those tests, ABC test. Let us say the geotechnical property, but engineering property is beyond your scope. So you can recommend if the next researchers will do this test, that will be nice and so on. So in this case, look back at the aims of your research, show that you have achieved the aim, then suggest future work, then mention limitation in the future. These are the steps you should follow from one to others, which I mentioned at the top. So whenever you are doing the project proposals, you should focus on identify what work is to be done, explain why this work is to be done, show that you are capable of doing the work for as a plan, mechanical, for the management, the technical issues, the approaches, how you are doing, what kind of source you are going to do, when you are going to finish, the time-wise, and so on. So in short, your proposal should contain the following matters in the case. First, you should go for abstract. You know, sometimes depending upon the institutions, you should clearly check that it could be, you know, that abstract, maybe optional check okay. So that could be optional original. When introduction part of the background of the study, the problem statement, objective, scope and limitation, and the contribution to the study. So these are background in short, what is your work as introduction part? Then the problem statement shows that directly how it works. Then the objective, scope and limitation, and the contributions. Scope, as I mentioned earlier, you can, from this case, as third one, literature review in short, and you can make a summary of that, methodology, and what is expected results, reference and the plan action, milestone, and the cost. This is a proposal, okay. So whenever you are doing the final report on next year, you can do this one. So this is academic writing that comprehensively details of undergraduate students' research work and finding. This is as a partial requirement for the academic degree. So you must invest some times and be focused on your report to a complete report such that it could give you some requirements and findings. There are guidelines which are available for this case from universities. So when it comes to the final report line, abstracts are there. Literature review, methodology, result discussion, conclusion, and the reference. The plan already completed, the cost completed. Result in the discussion is in the previous one, as you can see here. Expected result, you don't know about the result. Here you can see here we know result, then we can discuss. Result in discussion. Okay. So these are the case which you can go for the case. If it is technical paper you are doing technical paper journal abstract introduction, material and the methods, result in the discussion, conclusion, reference. So you don't mention about here scope on just introduction at a short summary. So you don't worry about limitation, future work, future recommendation. Whatever you have done, technical paper line, so whenever you are effective presentations, however you complete all works, you should present this to the audience. You should focus on font size. So the font size should be big enough. Let us say your audience are at 10 meter, 5 meter. What font size should you use? Font size. Let us say time is in Roman number. ሆኖ ፕሬዘንቴሽን ላይ ታይትል ከ40 በላይ አካባቢ እንጠቀማለን። don't put too much text on each slide. In one slide, it is better you can use three points. 3 points are enough. Include some image figures in your people attention is about. You should include some image and figures on your presentation slides. You should use some font color, background color should contrast each others. If you see here, for instance, we have the background is white, the font color on the title is, okay, the second one is black color, we have the vintage one. So you should contrast here. Avoid using bright colors of the background. Be consistent with slide design, color, theme, and font style. ለምሳሌ the first slide ፊደሎቹ እንደዚህ ቦግ እያደረጉ የሚወጡ፣ ሰከንድ ላይ whenever they are moving left to right፣ third ላይ right to fourth። ስለዚህ you should be consistent፣ confuse ማድረግ የለብንም። አይምሯችን ቀጥ ያለውን ወደዛ ወደዚህ ሳናረግ ነው መስራት ያለብን ማለት ነው። animation is cool but don't overuse it። animation አንዳንዴ ያስፈልጋል እንደዚህ ትዊስት እያደረገ የሚወጣበት። you should be clear. You have 10 minutes to present, so don't prepare too many slides. ለምሳሌ 10 ደቂቃ ከሆነ let us make 5 slides, one slide 2 minutes. So please check that how many minutes you are allowed to present. የሚለው effective presentation check ማድረግ አለባችሁ። poster presentation ሲሆንስ ምን ይሆናል? Your poster should have these components: abstract, introduction, method, result, and discussion in this order ያስፈልጋል። You can keep lettering size, font size, የተለያየ ፖስተሮች። by the way ፖስተር ማለት የሆነ ኮንፈረንስ ላይ ተዘጋጅታችሁ ፓወር ፕሬዘንት የሚያደርግ ሰው አለ በስላይድ። ይሄ ግን በአንድ ወረቀት ሆኖ አሁን እዛ ፒክቸር ላይ እንዳለው እዚህ አካባቢ እንዳለው ሁሉ ነገሮች ኢንትሮዳክሽን፣ ሜተድ፣ ሪዛልት እና ዲስከሽን አንድ ላይ የያዘ ማለት ነው። ሾርት የያዘ ሰው ሲመጣ በሻይ ሰዓት ከዋናው አዳራሽ ወጥቶ ሰው ሲጎበኝ ፕሬዘንት የምታደርጉበት ፖስተር ይባላል ማለት ነው። ከለር ሲምፕል መደረግ አለበት። ኢንሰርቲንግ ኢሜጅ ከሆነ ሃይ ሪዞሉሽን መሆን አለበት። should be like 360 ሪዞሉሽን መሆን አለበት። በደንብ መታየት አለበት ማለት ነው። ሌላ ኦራል ፕሬዘንቴሽን። ስለዚህ before come to the presentation, practice your presentation as many times as possible. ለራሳችሁ ጊዜ ሰጣችሁ for yourself present again and again. Then don't write from the screen, just take a point and present line by line. Let us say avoid reading from the screen or notes when you present. Remember, you should be speaking in a note. No, just in such cases highlight some of the words you want to present to others. የሆነ በቀይ ነገር እናሳያለን። ከዛ ፒክ አድርገን ፕሬዘንት እናደርጋለን ማለት ነው። So don't turn your back side to the audience. ኦዲየንሱ ጋር ፊት ለፊት መገናኘት አለብን፣ እናንተ እንደምንገናኘው ማለት ነው። and you should have some eye contact. ወደዚህ some eye contact with your audience. ፊት ለፊት አይን ለአይን እየተያየ ነው መግለጽ ያለብን ማለት ነው። So always you should remember your audience. Man know your audience. If now we are talking about some engineering areas, if you are away from that, the audience may not understand. If you are from some social background, if you say something about the engineer, it's difficult. So stay calm, confident, just relax አድርጎ ፕሬዘንት ማድረግ ያለባችሁ። ይህን ፕሬዘንት የምታደርጉትን ስራ የእናንተ ስራ የሚያቆማል እናንተ ናችሁ። እናንተ ስለሆናችሁ በዚህ መሰረት የፕሬዘንቴሽናችሁን ማቅረብ አለባችሁ። እያንዳንዱ ፕሬዘንቴሽን የራሱ የሆነ ስታይል ስላለው ይህንን በመከተል መጠቀም አለብን። ሌላው እንግዲህ እነዚህ ማቴሪያሎች ለብቻ ያሉትን በዛው ማየት አለባችሁ። ስለዚህ all in all in short what can I say is we have እነዚህ እንዳልኳችሁ ባለፈው ያ ኢሚራድ ኮንሰፕት አለ። ኢሚራድ in a sense as we can say we have ኢሚራድ ሴንስ ማለት we have introduction, methodology, result and discussion እነዚህ ናቸው። ኢሚራድ ኮንሰፕቱ ሪዛልት and discussion የሚመጣው if you have final paper final report ከሆነ ነው። otherwise we have እነዚህ ከሌሉ ግን result to be discussed ይሆንና በዛ መልኩ ይጠቃላል። ሌላው እንግዲህ በሶስተኛው ዙር ላይ የተለያዩ ምሳሌዎችን እያንዳንዱ ኮንቴክስት ምን አይነት ምሳሌዎች ይዘን መኖር አለበት የሚለው ይዘን እንቀርባለን። መልካም ጊዜ። በሚቀጥለው ላይ እንገናኛለን። አመሰግናለሁ።